Thanks, Sam. With Bill O'Reilly in the Miller Times segment tonight. Let's get right to the sage of Southern California. Joins us now from Santa Barbara. So, my interview with Colin Powell last night, lots of people watched it. Posted on BillO'Reilly.com and FoxNews.com. In case you missed it, you can check it out there. And what did you think, Miller?
Billy, I missed it, but I read the transcript today, and it sounded like you were spunky, baby. So good for you. Let me say this about Colin Powell. And first, I'll introduce race into the thing. Thank you, General Powell, for protecting my skinny derriere your entire life. Secondly, I've met this cat at a social event with his wife, who's lovely. Sweet cat, but he runs with the swells. He runs with the intelligentsia. It's sort of like the Algonquin if they'd substituted talking points for wit, but that's a pretty closed circle. Now, Colin Powell, everybody has 2 obits on the foul, and I'm sure Sulzberger has 2 obits loaded on anybody post 65. One of them's about Powell being a latter-day Ulysses S. Grant. One of them is about Powell giving an overhead slide presentation about going into Iraq, and it's not panning out as far as weapons of mass destruction. I believe they just went across the border into Syria. Fine, I might live in delusion land, but he's got 2 ways he's going to get marked, and he best keep the pied-à-terre side on his side for the rest of his life, or I'll tell you what, they'll drop that dime on him, and that's the opening line in his obit. So
well, that's interesting, because that was my last question to him last night, and he said it was ridiculous, but that certainly are going around. There's no doubt about that.
Well, listen, Billy, anytime you bring up that a man talked about race in something, and then he says he doesn't want to be asked that as a black man, but as an American, you can see that Colin Powell, for an entire life of consequential, that's weak cheese right there. Sorry, Colin. You brought it up through that prism. If somebody notices that,
and
you can't come back and drop the dime on them. That's the opposite of generalship, baby. I like you a lot. You're a great American. Thanks for protecting me, like I said. That's crap when you do that, though.
All right. Iran sends a monkey into space, and we assume he's a Muslim monkey, because if it were a Christian monkey, he'd be in jail. And you say?
Well, they're always flinging their fecal matter at us anyway over there. Why not a chimp in space? Listen, they are so far behind the times. This is the problem with bombing a primitive culture back into the Stone Age. They're stuck there. I have a friend who works at a realtor over there for Century 4. What are they going to come up with next? Danger Will Robinson next year? Listen, you see these parades in Mosul and Tikrit, these maniacs crowd surfing coffins down the May Drag in the middle of the afternoon? Does it look like space travel's a big deal to them? Trust me, the Muslim...
They want to colonize, though. They want jihad on the moon.
The Muslim world will want to go to the moon the day after Jews set up Israel there. That's the truth.
So they're just getting prepared. All right. I have a lot I could do, but I'm not going to do it because this is more important. Remember the Ukrainian topless women who yelled at the Pope? Remember?
Is she the woman who taught you grammar and that on your show? That chick?
No, that wasn't her. Different. All right, about a week or 2 ago,
yeah, you're right.
These 3 women, they yell at the Pope and they take their shirt off in St. Peter's Square and cops arrest them, and we said nothing going to happen to them. Well, they show up in Davos, Switzerland, topless again. And you know what comes to mind? Frostbite. This is cold.
Billy, look at those stalactites or stalagmites. I forget the ones that hang from the roof of the cave. Listen. Look at that. That's climate change. It's causing blurring breasts all over the planet. That's what's happening. Al Gore predicted this. Blurry breast. It's finally happened. Thank God Sandra Fluke spared us this. Thank God Sandra Fluke spared us this.
Now, the reason they're there is because they think corporations are bad and all the corporate big shots are in Davos. But just to any other female protesters out there, with big money business guys, topless might not be the way to go. All right,
Billy,
that might be the approach. It's not,
Have you ever seen more Swiss cops want to come down on one side of things in your life? They were doubling out like maniacs. I worked.
There was a lot of yodeling going on. That's all I know. All right,
and a lot of echoing coming back.
Julie Andrews would have been appalled if she had been there.
Yes, she would have.
All right. Harris poll on best personalities. We got a minute. Number 1, Ellen DeGeneres, most popular personalities on TV. Harmon 2, Stewart 3, Leno, guy named Jim Parsons on a Big Bang Theory. O'Reilly, number 6.
And 7 is Jon Stewart. Look at you.
No, Stewart's 3.
No, Stewart's 3. Number 7's Anderson. Look at you, Billy. Tucked in there, real cozy like between Parsons and Anderson. What's that feel like? Well, that doesn't sound good. I meant as far as polling. Well, that doesn't sound good. Listen,
I have no control, Miller.
You're in 6th there, Billy, but it's the Harris poll. Harris is the Gallup as Roebuck was to Sears, all right? Get on the Gallup poll. We'll talk next year. You know what, by the way? I finished 1,632, right behind Gary Coleman, who's passed.
Right. Miller wasn't. He was a little bit out of the running, but you're gaining. Last year you were 2,845. So you're coming back up.
I'm coming at you, Bill.
All right, Dennis Miller, everybody. And we would like to remind you, Miller and I, in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, just a few tickets remain for the Boulder Fresher Show on February 22nd. Also, Miller and I will see you in L.A. March 1st, Washington, D.C., April 26th, Westbury, Long Island, June 1st. Check it all out on BillO'Reilly.com. Love to see you.